Hey, it's Mazzy. Help. I've been frozen out of my record room. It's been about 10 days now that the heat has gone out downstairs. I'm on a slab. I'm on a split level house up in Seattle. And we hit a cold spell last week where it was down into the 30s. We had several days of snow, which we get every other year, a few days of snow. It's not like the Midwest or the East where you get snow every season, but it gets cold here. And we're on a slab, which means cement, no basements. There's a lot of basements out on the West Coast here, unlike the Midwest and the East. We don't have the basements downstairs with the big furnaces and things. But downstairs, when I moved here, last week was 11 years exactly since I moved into this house. And on a slab, people bought this house, flipped it because they were building all these new houses across the street. And downstairs was freezing. They put some carpets on a little bit of a padding on the cement slab. And, it gets chilly on cement, right? And they put these little kind of electric heaters in each room, which are very inefficient and everything. And I waited. It took me 2 years until I could afford it, but I finally put in radiant heater, basically hydronics. Those of you probably in the Scandinavian countries in Europe know it more. It's happening more and more in America over the last 25 years, but it's basically heated pipes. In this case, I have these heated orange thick tubes with hot water that runs through it. And I had that put down here. Basically, they put a track down and they put these pipes, these rubber hoses in, almost like a slot car track, and it goes into the tankless water heater, and it heats up the floors. I have 3 different zones beautifully, so you're walking with your bare feet or socks on, really warm, toasty, very efficient, no dust. I'm digressing, but this is why. If you've noticed in the last 10 days or so, most of my videos have been upstairs. I think I did 1 or 2 down here and braved it after about 10 minutes. I was freezing my tuchus off. It wasn't good. So I'm down here now. It's warmed up outside, no snow, warmed up to the 40s. So that's warm for us right now in the dead of winter here in Washington State on the West Coast. But it doesn't freeze that much here. But it's freezing down here. Now, what happened is I had the heating guy come out, the guy that comes out once a year and checks on it. And there is this iron pump that pushes the water to the various areas. So they checked it out. They looked at it and, oh, you got a bad pump here. I was getting hot water. I get shower hot water. I get, sink hot water, which is great. But the hot water was not going to the floors, and it's fucking freezing. And since I'm on a split level, some of that cold air comes up. And so he checked it out, everything. They did a few things. They realized that pump, that iron piece that pumps the water in, was broken. So they had to order that part. A few days later, 4 or 5 days later, they come back with that part. It turns out that's not the problem. And I'm come down here. I'm freezing in my record room. I'm chilling out in my record room. It's not good. It's all these records are frozen. Oh, God damn. So, okay, it's not the pump. He puts back the old pump. He figures it out. He's on the phone, on the horn with Navion. Navion's the company that makes these tankless water heaters, and are troubleshooting things. And it turns out, supposedly, we'll see, we're still not fixed yet, there is like a kind of, I'm not a plumber. I'm not a heating expert. Maybe you are. If you're watching, maybe you know this. Help, help. But this guy's great. I like the guy and his team. And they come in, they check that. It turns out it's this like thing that splits the line and splits water going to the radiant flooring to the main thing. So the water heater, the tankless, is great. It's been 9 years since I had that installed. Now that's in great shape. They cleaned it out. They checked all the doodads inside. You like when I do this? Kind of like 3-dimensional. They checked all the doodads inside, and it turns out it's this joint, a tri-joint. I don't even know what it's called. And so they had to order it from Navion, the Navion people. So it's coming only from California. Come on, we're not that far, really. So it's supposed to take like 3 to 5 days, okay? Nada. Nothing happened. My guy says he checked on it. The holiday happened. We had a bank holiday. What did we have? President's Day. And we don't want to celebrate that anymore, at least in the interim. It hasn't arrived. And I texted my guy, he's working things, and he gets back to me by the end of the day, usually. And he says, I contacted them again. They shipped it out. It was supposed to arrive today, which is Friday when I'm recording this. And it hasn't. They can't find it. They tracked it. They can't find it now. So they're shipping another one out due by Tuesday. And then he'll be here Wednesday to fix it. So I might finally have heat. There's these water pipes. So there's cold water. I was freaking out thinking, what if that water freezes underneath? And he says, no, even if it's 50 degrees or 45 degrees, that's even not freezing. And those thick pipes is not going to freeze and crack and damage. So it's a great system. Have you ever had a chance to use hot water in it? Now, it's been 9 years. This is the first problem I've had, so it's great. It's better than the furnace and the dry, all that dust that gets on your records and stuff and everything. That's why you need an air purifier too. I have all those kind of things, but I've worked up to them. It didn't happen overnight. So I'm here in the record room, first time really, aside from that. I think I did that Small Faces video down here. That was freezing my tuchus, as I said. So let's just do a really quick whack-a-mole while I'm down here, because I feel I have to, I miss these guys. I miss this place. It's so like, I'm just going to do, I'll do 3, just as this isn't an official whack-a-mole. Well, whatever, it's whatever it is. It's whatever I want to be, because it's my friggin' collection. Oh, I grabbed 2, but that's, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we're going to do the full whack. And 5. Cucumber Castle, the Bee Gees. This is when, there's Barry and there's Maurice. It's when Robin left the band for a while. Remember that? Cucumber Castle did a song called Cucumber Castle on an earlier album. But I.O. is on here. That's a great song. That is a great pop song. So I.O. check that out. Listen to that song. This is probably, 70 to 72? In that neighborhood. I don't remember. But Cucumber Castle, the Bee Gees. I love the Bee Gees before they even went disco. I love them. The Clash, Give 'Em Enough Rope. Of course, this is a promo copy of mine. What year is this? What's on here? Okay, Sandy Pearlman produced it. I forgot about it. I know this record, but I can't really talk about it. I thought this was an EP. Wasn't this an EP? I thought it was just an EP. Anyway, promo copy I got from my guy. I'm not going to even talk about it. I'm too cold, and I'm freezing my butt off. Monopone Jacone. This is an original Island. I think this is a Pink Island copy. Cat Stevens is before Tea for the Tillerman. Paul Samuel Smith, I think, was still producing it then, was he? Yeah, he was. Great job. Musician from, the Yardbirds, right? Did some great job. Del Newman did all the orchestration on here. But I love this record. Peter Gabriel plays flute on it. What do you know? I'd love Cat Stevens, especially that period. Even his big poppy stuff he did, was it John Paul Jones from the Zeppelin, when he did the big poppy stuff in the late, was it for Decca? In the late 60s. Same time Bowie was doing his kind of Anthony Newley kind of songs. Oh, speak of the devil. This is where I picked 2. Matthew and Sons. Of course, some of the stuff on here was arranged by John Paul Jones of Led Zeppelin, who was arranger. So this is a twofer that came out in America because he didn't really make it. Once he got famous with Tea for the Tillerman, London, Durham put this out. Matthew and Son was kind of a hit in the UK, not really in America. Mike Hurst produced it, okay? Here Comes My Baby was a hit, I think, somewhat of a hit in the UK. UKers will tell me that more. But I like this stuff. This is, again, the more overproduced poppy stuff, again, like early Bowie, kind of in that same vein. And this, oh, Tony Joe White, very swampy guitar player, singer, blue-eyed soul to the max, American singer, very kind of in the New Orleans scene, the swamp kind of music. And Polk Salad Annie is a long version on here. This is a live, I believe this might have been a Record Store Day issue on it, and it's really great. You got to get the black and white album cover of his. Let's see. If we're gonna showcase records, there's one essential record that everyone should have in their collection. This is the essential record of Tony Joe White. You have to have black and white Tony Joe White. This is an Acoustic Sounds audiophile version. Thanks, Chad. But there's any version you get on this, just get it. It was on Warner Brothers originally. It's a friggin' great record. God, I love this album. He does a cool version of Wichita Lineman, but Soul Francisco. Basically Soul San Francisco on here. Soul Francisco, Aspen, Colorado. Polk Salad Annie is on here, the original version he does on here, which is a great song. Little Green Apples, Scratch My Back, Who's Making Love. But this is one of the best blue-eyed soul American swamp records of the early 1970s. Might have even been 69. I'm thinking this could be 69 to 70. Doesn't have the year on here. David Briggs on here. Norbert Putnam. Chip Young. So it's probably Nashville, right? Studio RCA Victor, but is that RCA Hollywood or RCA Nashville? I don't know that, but incredible record. He died, God, what, 5-6 years ago, give or take. But yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna go upstairs where the fire is and get out of this cold place. Mazzy's freezing his ass off. You know, the records are good. They're in good shape. I come down and, you know, say hi to them, turn on the light, you know, bring some hot chocolate down here, maybe, you know, a little whiskey late at night at 2 in the morning or something, so they can have a little dip, a little nip, I should say. Anyway, thanks for watching. Mazzy loves you.